What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? This is our Turn 4 case break. So title would be 2025 Turn 4 Full Case 10 Box. Pick your driver break number 2530. 2530 for the search purposes. And I should do a better job of explaining this. Most people now are aware that Facebook Live videos are gone after 30 days. Facebook deletes them. But I have been uploading the breaks to YouTube. So if you're ever looking for a break, that break number will help you find it. So, you know, if you can at least remember what the break number was for whatever particular break you're looking for, that is a way to help you find the break that you're looking for. So, just one of those little things. But yeah, if you're ever looking for old breaks, I started doing that a while ago. I mean, it's not been that long, but a while ago. So, basically, when we started having issues with Facebook, I started trying to do both, and then Facebook got their act together, but then they made the thing where they delete their videos after 30 days. So, anyway, let's get things rocking and rolling. So, let's start out with our owners list. There may be a couple of people that paid, and I just don't have you marked off because I got busy with getting kids ready for bed and all that stuff. So, if you already paid, just disregard this. But as of, like 15, 20 minutes ago, I was still missing Danny, Trevor, and James Ward for their spots. I know Danny already messaged me and said he paid, but I just didn't have time to mark it. Like, I didn't have time to check it and mark it off. So, like I said, if you've already paid, just disregard that. And then on the SVG spot, Storm Ghost has SVG. This is the custom that I did for last week's race win at the Roval. So that'll go to Storm Ghost in the SVG spot. Yeah, Denny, I think you guys could... Denny really wanted that. 2 weeks ago, he really wanted it. And so, good to see him get it. I really thought Larson was the driver to beat today. And I felt like the way the cautions fell really kind of ruined the race for Larson. But, Denny's time is limited, I think, in the sport now. So, good to see Denny get his 60th win. I don't know how many more wins he's going to have. I mean, he really hasn't shown signs of slowing down, but he's not a young pup anymore. So, good to see him get that one. That one obviously means a lot to him. Obviously, things are not great for his dad, it sounds like. So, I can relate to that. I mean, I can't relate to it because obviously, mine was here one moment and gone the next, but I can relate to, how much he cares for his dad. So, as we all can. So, here is our filler list. We've got 1 through 27, and our three groups, first, second, and third place split up there. So let's get this show on the road. Let's do 27, spots, and let's do 27 seconds, and we'll make this a sprint. We'll shuffle it one time. And good luck. Here we go. But yeah, certainly the most emotional I've ever seen Denny. And I think he knows that's one step closer to punching his ticket for a championship. I mean, he did punch his ticket for a championship, so. There we go, 20, shot out like a cannon, and then I think maybe the duck up on top. Yeah, 10, and then covered up by 25. So duck 20 is John Boyles. Number 10, Stephen Hudson. And 25 is third place. That's also Stephen Hudson. Stephen had 10 spots out of the 27, so that's not really surprising. So that's how it looks after the race. So Duck Filler 1 goes to John Boyles. John will get the Deegans, Daniel Dye, Bubba, Gio Ruggiero, and Greg Biffle. And then Stephen Hudson gets spot 2 and 3, so the rest of the drivers. It's real simple. So, again, appreciate everybody's support, everybody that helped fill the break, whether you took a spot, whether you took a filler spot, whatever the case may be. No, he signed a 2-year deal. I think, well, I don't know if he'd man, I could agree with that really easy, Ronnie. I agree to an extent. I think what I could see Denny doing if he won the championship is he could announce, hey, this is it. This is my last year. And I'm going to ride it out, and have kind of a farewell tour, so to speak. He wouldn't have any pressure because he's already won a championship at that point. All right, let me open this box. It's way easier to do it back here. Considering how few cards are in this case, it's a heavy case. So, of course, you got 40 mags. There's 41 touches. So, yeah, exactly. Call it a farewell tour like Cena. But yeah, that's what I was thinking is Denny with no pressure after winning a championship could be really dangerous because him racing completely free, kind of like how he did today. I mean, even Larson was impressed. If he had the ability to race like that all year with no, just going out racing for wins, man, he could be difficult to deal with. So. All right, we got everything all set. Let's get into it. I got all the boxes. I'll show you guys real quick. I got all the boxes here stacked up. And I'm going to bring the stand down just because it doesn't need to be all the way up there. The main thing that we're looking for in activity is going to be down here, so I don't even need that guy for these. All right, good luck to everybody. Let's do this. A lot of the pressure is self-inflicted. Well, I don't know about that. I think he puts a lot of pressure on himself, but I think a lot of people, a lot of fans, there's a lot of pressure to win a championship too, I think. Ryan Newman on the base. 13/25. That's the red. Newman will go to James Ward. Sheet metal swatches Justin Allgaier. 31/49. Allgaier is going to go to Brandon Palmer. Brandon Palmer with Allgaier. Steven, you won 2 of the spots. So you got Group 2 and Group 3. John Boyles was first place, and you were second and third. Center stage signatures. Tony Breidinger. 36/99. Tony B is going to go to Tim Mays. Nice hit, Tim. Center stage signatures. Thad Moffitt. 85/99. That'll go to Andrew Ritchie. Yeah, thank you, Stephen. Congrats, bud. Congrats. All right, that's box 1. Number 2. Let's go here first. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Kavroom. Boy, that's bitchin'. That's going to go to Storm Ghost. Congratulations, Storm Ghost. That's awesome. Yeah, I think there's still a lot of stuff selling super high because of the release, the release prices, and then and then just the price of box in general, and then kind of there's always that new release kind of FOMO that goes on, where stuff always sells above. I think by the time Prism comes out, you'll see prices settle down a little bit, but it's good to see it selling well. I mean, I'm not one of those that's like, oh, it's too much, it shouldn't do this or it shouldn't do that, or I'm not. That's not me. I'm just saying I think that's what's happening a lot. Jumbo Ryan Priest. This is the second half Chevy we pulled, and that is going to be, I'm trying to see the serial number without blinding you guys. 7/10. It was hard for me to read because of where it's at. Another half Chevrolet, Ryan Priest. Going to Rich Strong. And, of course, he does not drive a Chevrolet. He drives a Ford now. I think a lot of people have questions about that. Like, why is it a Chevy patch and he drives a Ford? Oh, because he used to drive a Chevy. Somebody earlier messaged me about a Bubba Wallace Roush Fenway patch, because he didn't understand why he had he didn't realize, it was somebody that didn't know that Bubba drove for Roush at one time. Timeless Moments, Austin Hill, 16/99. That's going to go to Mike Ciano. And everybody's favorite, a 75th anniversary signatures, Kenny Wallace. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. Kenny Wallace, 75th anniversary signatures. It's in a giant toplet or a giant one touch too. It's 130-point one touch for a 35-point card. So again, whoever's got Kenny, I would suggest swapping that out either to the correct one touch or the correct top load. Kenny goes to Micah Robinson. But I would swap that out when you get the opportunity. Remember when we thought we were done with 75th anniversary signatures, and then Panini was like, not so fast, like Lee Corso? Base card, Chris Buescher, 60 out of 75. Chris Buescher, 60 out of 75. That's going to go to David Brinkman. Ryan Preece's door number. And we got Slammin' Sammy Smith, 87 and 99. Sammy Smith goes to Andrew Ritchie. This might be a guarded graph. Chase Elliott. Yeah, guarded graphs, Chase Elliott. I could feel the by the weight. 7 out of 20 for Chase Elliott. That's going to go to Robert James Taylor. Nice hit, Robert. Guarded graphs, Chase Elliott to 20. And again, these are from Bowman Gray Stadium, if you guys hadn't heard already. Yeah, Scott, that's 2. Scott was just asking about this. Sorry, I didn't see your message or your comment till just now. Scott literally just asked him. We pulled a Larson and now a Chase Elliott. So we've pulled 2 of them. You can tell they are what they are by the weight, though. They definitely have a distinct weight difference. Kyle Weatherman, 33 of 49, center stage signatures blue. Kyle Weatherman. Some of these guys I got to play like Where's Waldo on the list because I don't remember who I have them paired up with. Kyle Weatherman goes to J.R. Tipple. Yeah, absolutely spoke it into existence. 100%. All right. Coming up this week, for anybody that's not in the loop or hasn't heard me talk about it, but tomorrow night we'll do a little mixer for the NFL for Monday Night Football. The spots will be very cheap tomorrow night because it's a very small break. So spots will be very cheap. But I do have a jersey in the mixer tomorrow. Everybody seemed to enjoy having the jerseys as part of that, so I did that again for tomorrow. But I can assure you, the spots will be cheap tomorrow. So if you're looking for a cheap football break tomorrow, I got you. 3 out of 75, Christopher Bell. Bell had himself a good day, finished 3rd. Good points day for him. Got himself positioned well for the next 2 weeks. Bell's going to go to Micah Robinson. Sheet metal swatches, Tyler Reddick, 61 of 99. I thought Reddick might be the guy to beat today, honestly. He was looking good. Going to Braxton. And he was running the high side up on the wall and getting such a good run off the corners. I thought he might have the car to beat. It just didn't work out for him. Oh, that's nice. Bobby Labonte, 10 of 10. You got the ampersand. Bobby Labonte gonna go to Kevin Bennett. Patch auto, hollow gold to 10. That's 5 of those Reddics, right? Yeah. I know. We can start putting the door panel back together, Braxton. You're going to have a race car in your house soon. Oh, and then another nice one. 63 of 75, patch auto, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky will go to Michael Clay. Nice hit, Mike. Yeah, I think if it stays green, Larson had the race. I think Larson had the race won if it stayed green. I feel like that's the only Reddit card in there. It might be. Who knows? All right, this is number 5. So I was talking about things coming up this week. Like I mentioned, football break tomorrow night. Tuesday, we'll probably do a mixer. And then Wednesday night will be... I don't know what we'll do Tuesday, as a matter of fact. I've not made a decision on what we might do Tuesday, but we'll do something Tuesday. Maybe a mixer, though. Anyway, Wednesday night will be repack night. I've already started working on the repack for Wednesday night. Carson Quapple, 7 out of 10 gold. That's going to go to Sea Salt. I wish the gold base had, like, gold foil. Or something beyond just the gold name to make it, you know what I mean? Like, I wish they did something to make the golds stand out more. But nice. So that's kind of what's coming up this week, the next couple days. Michael McDowell, 10 out of 10 as well. Sheet metal swatches. McDowell goes in the filler to Stephen Hudson. Yeah, you just never know with Talladega, Christina. Anything can happen there. Center stage signatures. Oh, nice. Jimmy Johnson, 44 out of 75. Jimmy is going to go to Robert Taylor as well. Robert having a nice break hitting the Jimmy Johnson and Chase Elliott autos. Nicely done. Couple of nice hits. Chase and Jimmy. Center stage signatures, front row Joe Nemechek, 21 out of 99. Joe goes to Troy Mekis. Troy Mekis. And that's halfway. That's our halfway point. Base card, Riley Herbst, 6 out of 75. Riley Herbst goes to Jake. Again, shipping is included for all cards. Sheet metal swatches, Kyle Busch, 28 out of 49. Kyle Busch goes to Brian Jacobs with the yellow sheet metal. Then we got, what do we got here? Is it going this way? No. Oh, it's purple. Timeless Moments, Carl Edwards, 16 out of 25, doing the backflip. Cool photo. That's nice. That's going to go to Candace. Very nice one. That's the one thing I do like, is they've used a lot of new photos for this set. I'm big on that for sure. I'm happy to see that. And then another Timeless Moments, Josh Berry, 38 out of 75. With the Josh Berry autograph, that's going to go to J.R. Tipple. Very nice. I like these Timeless Moments because they're very, I've said this before, they're very much Panini Instant looking. But a lot of them are, Victory Lane celebration moments. They're really cool. Yeah, the Carl one for sure is awesome. Great photo. That was always an exciting celebration when he won, knowing what was coming. Base card, Josh Berry again, 18 of 75. Right back to JR with the Berry. Then we got another nice Chase Elliott. Oh, a door number, Chase Elliott, 9 of 25. That's the jumbo tire swatches. Like I've said before, for those that are familiar with 2019 Prime, this reminds me of the old jumbo patch autos they had. Some of us used to call those TV screens. That's really nice. Going to Robert again, 9 of 25. Congrats, Robert. Wheel out the window. Yeah, I bet NASCAR had a problem with that. I bet. Center Stage Signatures. I see the logo on the hat. 25 of 75, Justin Allgaier. Going to go to Brandon Palmer. Nice hit, Brandon. And then we got Center Stage Signatures, Tyler Ankrum. I'm starting to know what the top of these guys' heads look like by some of these cards. 35 of 75, which is weird. Going to Tim Mays. Tim Mays with the Tyler Ankrum. That's the end of that one. Just had to double check. Three to go. Both Justin cars. Yeah, for sure. If you're somebody that says, hey, this is this product's not for me because it's too few cards or too few hits for the price, or whatever the case may be, everybody has their own tastes. But what I would say is if you're if you're more of a baller on a budget, or maybe this price range just doesn't work for you for the risk versus reward, definitely check out the repack break on Wednesday. If you've not been a part of our repack breaks before, if your driver is on the checklist for the repack break, you're guaranteed to get something. So every driver that's listed has cards in the break. And usually about at least half the drivers have hits in the break, meaning autos or relics. So 64 of 75, Thad Moffitt. Going to Andrew Ritchie. So just keep that in mind for Wednesday's repack break. If you're somebody that likes a little bit more of a guarantee, try to check that out. I think it's well worth it. We've had, like I said, this will be our fourth one. We've had 3 others, and they've been pretty popular. Justin Allgaier, 32 of 99, tire swatches. JA goes to Brandon Palmer. Brandon's having a good break with the Allgaier spot. Brandon's doing about as well as Robert is with Chase Elliott. And we're going to go Matt Kenseth, patch auto, 27 out of 75. Kenseth will go to J.R. Tipple. And then the last one for this one, I think I already saw it. Eric Almirola. That's cool. 11 out of 20. Get a Grip signatures. Little sliver of the Alpine Stars logo in there. Eric Almirola going to Will Black. And I've had a couple of folks that, just so everybody's aware, I've had a couple of folks that have messaged me and said, hey, so-and-so claimed this spot and we're going to split it. Meaning, they only wanted one of the drivers that was listed. I'm fine with that. If you guys have a friend or know somebody that you want to split a spot with, that's totally fine. It doesn't bother me in the least, and I like to see people working together like that, to be honest. I made the list the way I made it because I felt like I had to make it that way based on just kind of all the intricacies of the checklist versus the product. But if you've got somebody that wants to split a spot with you in a break, I don't have any problem with that. And there's been multiple people that have done that already. So just like with the unlisted spot in breaks, if you are somebody that gets the unlisted spot and you want to, somebody wants to see if they can buy a driver out of the unlisted spot from you, more power to you. I don't care. Daniel Suarez, 17 out of 25. I love the Wendy's fire suit. That's cool. Suarez goes to Jerry. Jerry. I like how you did the list. Thanks, Candace. I appreciate that. Sometimes when you do things different, it could go either way, right? But Carl Edwards, 1 out of 35. Going to Candace. Carl Edwards. And we got 2 more in this 9th box. Matt Kenseth again. This one's 1 out of 5, though. Hollow gold, numbered to 5 this time. Nice patch. Matt Kenseth goes to JR. So JR grabs 2 Kenseth patch autos. That might be the only other knock I necessarily have on the product, is I'd like to see a little bit more, you know, when you're opening a case and getting 40 cards and there's 132 drivers on the checklist, I'd like to see a few less repeats. Hat Dance, 9 out of 25, John Hunter Nemechek. John Hunter will go to Micah. And don't take it the wrong way. I'm not I'm totally thrilled for everybody that gets duplicate hits and all that stuff. I'm just saying overall, you know, you kind of like to see it spread out better for everybody's sake. So that's all. It's starting to look like we might not see. I was hoping we might see a 101. It's starting to look like we might not. I was hoping we'd snag a 101 out of this. Last box. Good luck to everybody. Again, appreciate everybody's support. And I highly encourage you to check out Wednesday night's repack break. I think if you're not familiar, I think you'll find it to be it's very value driven. So 67 of 75, Christopher Bell. C. Bell going to Micah. Second one of those. Our relic is going to be Dale Jr. Tire swatches, 81 of 99, Dale Earnhardt Jr. going to Storm Ghost. Storm Ghost obviously having a great break with the Kavroom. Anything else is probably just cake at this point. But congrats. And then our last two, let's go here. Get a Grip Signatures, Brandon Jones, 24 of 25 with a chunky glove. That's nice. We all know who Brandon Jones is going to. Congrats, Scott Dixon, on the Brandon Jones Get a Grip. Like I said, chunky glove patch in there. Very nice. That mag's got a couple little scuffs on it. What's up with that? But beautiful card. Congrats, Scott. And last, certainly not least, Center Stage Signatures. Noah Gragson, 65 out of 75. Noah Gragson will go to Scott Bastian. Yeah, had to wait till the last box, right? Congrats, Scott. So that'll do it. Again, I appreciate everybody's support, everybody hanging out, watching. Even if you weren't in the break, if you were just hanging out and watching, chatting with us, I appreciate that. So let's recap everything for you guys. We had base cards, C. Bell, Daniel Suarez, Thad Moffitt, Josh Berry, Riley Herbst, Carson Kvapil is the gold out of 10, Christopher Bell, Chris Buescher, and Ryan Newman is out of 25 red. And then that's the custom card SVG, which goes to Storm Ghost in that spot. Our relics: Dale Jr., Carl Edwards, Justin Allgaier, Chase Elliott, door number 9 of 25, Kyle Busch, Michael McDowell, gold to 10, Tyler Reddick, Sammy Smith, and Justin Allgaier. And then our autos went pretty much like this. Noah Gragson, Joe Nemechek, Jimmy Johnson, center stage, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., patch auto, really nice Bobby Labonte, gold out of 10, patch auto, Kyle Weatherman, Tony Breidinger. We got the token 75th anniversary, Kenny Wallace. Had to have that. Timeless Moments, Austin Hill. I don't mean to be super negative, but, I mean, enough's enough with those. Thad Moffitt. I think we can all agree on that, too. Like, I'm excited for whoever got the card, but come on. Like, come on, Panini. Do better. Get a Grip Signatures, Brandon Jones. Just pulled. John Hunter Hat Dance. Out of 20, the Get a Grip Signatures Almirola with the Alpine Stars logo. 1 out of 5, gold Matt Kenseth patch auto. And then also out of 75, Kenseth. That one's sheet metal. We got Tyler Ankrum, Justin Allgaier, Josh Berry, Timeless Moments. And Cousin Carl with the backflip out of 25. That's really cool. One of my favorites from the break for sure. And then the stuff that's been on the stand basically from the very beginning. Ryan Preece out of 10 with the Chevrolet bow tie. Congrats to Rich on that one. Chase Elliott, guarded graphs. Going again to Robert. Congrats with that. Heavy card. And then the Kavroom, Dale Earnhardt Jr. going to Storm Ghost. That's a beaut. Congrats, Storm Ghost. Really nice hit. Well done for sure. So, that is all we got. Again, appreciate everybody's support. Monday night football break tomorrow night. Tuesday we'll do something, I'm not sure what yet, but something on Tuesday. And then repack on Wednesday. So that's what we got coming up. These cards from this break will ship tomorrow. These will go out tomorrow for you guys. So appreciate everybody's support again. Congrats to those who hit. My apologies to those who didn't. And I will try to do better for you on the next one for sure. So everybody have a great week, and we will see you all next time.